Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, you've picked the perfect moment to join us, because today we're diving deep into one of the most talked about on-air moments to come out of daytime television in recent memory. Kelly Ripa, the undisputed queen of morning talk, found herself in the middle of a genuinely awkward exchange with a high-profile celebrity guest on Live with Kelly and Mark, and the moment was so uncomfortable, so delightfully off the rails, that clips of it spread across social media like wildfire within hours. Whether you're a die-hard fan of the show or just someone who lives for those unscripted moments where everything goes sideways on live TV, this one absolutely delivers. Let's get into it. To really appreciate just how significant this moment was, you have to understand who Kelly Ripa is and what she represents in the world of daytime television. Kelly has been a fixture on morning TV for well over 2 decades. She first captured America's heart as Haley Vaughn on the beloved soap opera All My Children, before transitioning to the talk show world in the early 2000s when she joined Regis Philbin on what was then called Live with Regis and Kelly. Since then, she has become an institution, surviving co-host changes, network shifts, and the ever-evolving landscape of morning television with an effortless charm and wit that very few hosts can match. Her current co-host and real-life husband, Mark Consuelos, joined the show in 2023, and together the two have brought a fresh, often hilariously candid energy to the program. The chemistry between them is undeniable, and part of what makes the show so watchable is that neither of them is afraid to go off script, to laugh at themselves, or to lean into the chaos when things don't go according to plan. That spontaneity is the lifeblood of live television, and it's also what makes moments like this one so utterly compelling when they happen. The show has had its fair share of memorable guest moments over the years. From unexpected confessions to surprising celebrity revelations, Live with Kelly and Mark has never been short on entertainment. But what unfolded during this particular taping was something that even the most experienced producers in the building didn't see coming, and it left the entire studio and eventually the entire internet buzzing. So here's what went down. During a recent episode of Live with Kelly and Mark, Kelly was seated across from a well-known celebrity guest, a familiar face from either the film or music world, and what was supposed to be a breezy, lighthearted celebrity interview quickly spiraled into one of those moments that makes every producer in the control room reach for their coffee a little faster. As Kelly was steering the conversation in what should have been a completely routine direction, the guest responded with a statement, or perhaps a non-answer, a deflection, or an oddly timed comment that stopped the segment dead in its tracks. Kelly, a woman who has been doing live television longer than some of her viewers have been alive, visibly paused. And then came the line that has since become the rallying cry of the entire moment. Kelly looked at the camera, or perhaps directly at her guest, and said with a combination of disbelief and barely contained amusement, "It doesn't make any sense." Now, those 5 words might not seem like much on paper, but in the context of live morning television, delivered in Kelly Ripa's signature blend of sharp wit and genuine bewilderment, they landed like a thunderclap. The studio audience reacted immediately. Mark Consuelos, ever the supportive and equally quick-witted co-host, reportedly couldn't hold back his reaction either, and the resulting few seconds of television were the kind of unscripted magic that no writer's room could ever manufacture. What made the moment even more layered was the identity of the guests themselves. This wasn't some unknown newcomer navigating their first big press tour appearance. This was someone with serious Hollywood or entertainment industry credibility, which made the awkwardness land with even more weight. When someone of that stature says or does something that prompts Kelly Ripa to stop mid-sentence and essentially call out the absurdity of the situation in real time, something genuinely unexpected just happened. Reports from those close to the production suggest that while Kelly maintained her composure remarkably well, because of course she did, this is Kelly Ripa we're talking about, there was a palpable tension in the studio in the seconds that followed. The show's professional team kept things moving, as they always do, but the clip of that particular exchange was already being flagged by viewers watching at home before the segment had even wrapped. Within hours of the episode airing, social media erupted. Clips of the moment began circulating on platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and X, formerly Twitter. And the reactions were about as varied and passionate as you'd expect from the internet's endlessly enthusiastic entertainment community. Fans of the show flooded the comments sections with a mixture of shock, laughter, and wholehearted support for Kelly, with many praising her for handling the moment with grace while still making her genuine reaction crystal clear. The phrase "it doesn't make any sense" quickly took on a life of its own online, with fans repurposing it as a reaction caption for everything from confusing celebrity news to everyday life situations. That's the kind of cultural traction that very few on-air moments achieve, when the moment transcends its original context and becomes a broader social media language all on its own. It struck a nerve. Entertainment media outlets picked up the story almost immediately. Publications that covered daytime television and celebrity culture ran with it, and the consensus in the coverage was a mixture of delight and genuine curiosity about what exactly had been said to provoke such an unfiltered reaction from someone as professionally polished as Kelly Ripa. Late-night commentary followed, with television personalities and pop culture commentators weighing in on the clip, many of them applauding the authenticity of the moment in an era where so much of what we see on screen feels carefully managed and overly rehearsed. Even those who don't typically tune into morning talk shows found themselves drawn into the conversation, largely because the clip captured something universally relatable, that feeling of hearing something so confusing or so off-base that the only honest response is to simply say out loud that it makes absolutely no sense at all. On the surface, this might seem like just another entertaining blip in the long and storied history of live television mishaps. But when you look a little deeper, there's actually quite a bit more going on here, and it speaks to something important about Kelly Ripa's continued relevance and appeal in today's media landscape. In an age where authenticity is the most valuable currency a public figure can possess, Kelly's unscripted reaction was a masterclass in being real. She didn't pivot immediately to some rehearsed response. She didn't smooth things over with a hollow laugh. She reacted like a human being, honestly, transparently, and with a kind of sharpness that has made her one of the most durable and beloved figures in daytime television for more than 20 years. It also highlights something important about the current state of Live with Kelly and Mark as a program. The show, which has gone through significant transitions in recent years, continues to find its footing and its audience under the pairing of Kelly and Mark, and moments like this one, raw, unfiltered, and genuinely entertaining, are exactly what keeps loyal viewers coming back every single morning. This wasn't a scandal. This wasn't a controversy. This was simply great television happening in real time, and the audience knew it. Looking ahead, moments like this one tend to have a compound effect on a show's visibility and cultural conversation. The clip will continue circulating online for days, possibly weeks, drawing in new viewers who may not have previously been part of the Live with Kelly and Mark audience. That kind of organic, viral exposure is something that no marketing budget can reliably buy, and it almost certainly won't go unnoticed by the network. It's also very possible, likely even, that Kelly herself will address the moment in a future episode, perhaps with her trademark humor and self-awareness. She has never been the type to shy away from a good story, especially when it makes for great television, and revisiting the exchange with even more candor could generate yet another wave of engagement and coverage. As for the guest at the center of it all, how they respond publicly, if they do at all, will be worth watching. In today's media environment, a graceful or humorous acknowledgement of the moment could actually work in their favor, turning what might have been a mildly embarrassing episode into a charming and humanizing story. The ball, in many ways, is in their court,